As a working mom, growing my own food and cooking from scratch, here's what this week in my zero waste kitchen looked like. My cold fermented dough had been resting outside all night, so I started the morning with fresh barbari, an Iranian bread dating back to the Qajar dynasty, baked by the Barbari people, known for its thick crust and chewy center, often topped with nigella and sesame seeds, especially during Ramadan when the aroma fills the street. It's the bread that still feels like home to me. Cold fermentation is what gives bread that deep flavor and open texture. We're somehow still harvesting tomatoes in November. Most have been turned into sauces or frozen for winter, but I wanted one last taste of summer. Those soft, garlicky tomatoes cooked down and scooped up with warm barberry it was. Preserving homegrown food for autumn and winter not only saves money in the long run, it also makes busy work days so much easier. I pulled my freezer-prepped kofta straight onto a baking tray with homegrown potatoes, carrots, and a drizzle of olive oil. After it baked for 20 minutes, I finished it off with slices of tomatoes and lots of sumac. For all the variety in my kitchen, this dish remains a weekly classic. When it comes to butternut squash, I've never actually bought seeds. Every plant I've grown has come from saving seeds of an organic supermarket squash. They're one of the easiest crops to save seeds from. They germinate beautifully, grow fast, and usually give more than you need. Just remember, they're hungry feeders, so give them good compost and plenty of space to grow. I always roast the flesh. It's the quickest way to get that deep nutty flavor. And when my dad's around, I make a dish he grew up with, traditional Iranian butternut squash pancakes called kuikaka, but this time I gave them an Arabic twist filled with crushed walnuts, cinnamon, and cardamom. I nod to the atayef my husband loves. Two childhood favorites folded into one and best served with a cup of karak chai. Later that day, my parents arrived with marinated lamb chops and tomatoes on skewers. We fired up the mangal for an autumn barbecue, the kind that comes with rice, dried broad beans soaked in water overnight, big chunks of onions that you bite to as a side dish. The air smelled of charcoal and rain, and the kids were busy roasting marshmallows while we poured karak chai and tucked into those fusion pancakes from earlier. Somewhere between smoke and laughter, I realized how beautifully my children are growing up, surrounded by homegrown food and the blend of every culture they come from. Recently, I spoke to a friend about identity. It's such a complex thing for children like ours, born in the UK but shaped by so many roots. They're not just one thing, they're all of it. I always tell my students, if you ever feel caught between places, you don't have to fit into one box to belong. You already belong to every part that made you. The next day, I made Egyptian-style fish with caramelized onion rice, then turned leftover veg into a roasted butternut squash soup, rich, garlicky, and perfectly spiced for the season, served with freshly baked sourdough cheese toasty. Finally, to balance the meal and add a bit of protein, I baked some crispy baby chicken in the oven. All the recipes will be shared on my Substack. Comment recipe below and I'll send you the link to sign up.